Art is war. It's actually a battle to get out there and create something new, to work on a project, to draw something cool, as it is to just sit around and play video games. Video games rule. We love them. They're awesome. They're cool. But it's really hard to convince yourself to actually make something. It's hard. It really is. In the previous episode, we went ahead and created a foam base, and this episode, we're working on the soul of the character, the eyes. It's gonna be two major parts. We're doing a cardboard template for the irises, and then the foam around it to get more of the general head shape. For making the eye, unfortunately, there is no easy trick. The way I'm gonna do it is I'm gonna create a whole bunch of paper templates like this, and then just kind of go one by one to figure out what we like, what we don't like. Once we have that done, we can go ahead and make a cardboard template and make it more official, and we can work with that later. So I made a whole bunch of templates, and let me tell you kind of generally what we found out. So originally, the eyes are way too small. Like, these are cool ideas, but I think our eye needs to be bigger on the character. Like, foxes have big, expressive eyes. So then we got the kind of eyes like this, where I think that's the correct size, but I really want a sly fox. So I ended up making it more kind of like pointed down, I guess you'd say, and more slanted. This is too eggy, but it's kind of the right direction, like if you kind of angle it. Then we got ones that are more expressive like this, or a bit more final. This is good, it just to be cleaned up a little bit. And then finally, this is what we settled on, kind of something like this. I think this is a pretty good expression for like a fox, like a sly fox. So now that we have our paper template, we need to go ahead and duplicate it and then make copies of something a bit more sturdy. I'm thinking like cardstock. Once we have that done, we can start to shape the eyebrow that goes around it, giving our character a lot more personality. So we've gone ahead and created our eye template. When I first put it up on the fursuit, something felt off. It's fine, but it's not what I was going for. I'm not a huge fan of it. So I went ahead and took a break, took a few minutes to kind of recollect my thoughts and figure out what was going wrong, and it hit me. The problem is the size. Much bigger eyes, I think, works so much better for this fursuit. We're going for a fox, and foxes have big, expressive eyes. I mean, if you look at their head's so small in comparison to like a wolf or like a coyote. So I ended up doing the same template, but like 30% bigger. I think this is gonna work a lot better. Now, let's start thinking about the foam. In the previous video, I asked you guys in the comment section what were some suggestions to how to make this fursuit look really good. One of the best comments I got was, you should really exaggerate the features of the fursuit. That's one of the reasons why the eye is larger, because of that person that commented. I think in order to get the foam looking right, we want to really exaggerate the kind of angriness of it. So we want more mass here. What we're going to do is we're going to cut a kind of a big, like horseshoe shaped piece of foam like this, and then attach it here and here. We'll probably completely redo this piece here. It's a temporary piece. I don't really like it. It'd be one of the first things that we actually make the final version of. For now, I think we can cheat, pull this off, put it on the foam like this, and then draw out our piece in like Sharpie, and then take that chunk that we cut out, and then put that on the fursuit head. And hopefully that'll give us at least a basic starting point. From there, I think, then add the foam here for the angry kind of eyebrow, and then maybe redo some of the pieces here. Most of these pieces here are literally just in flux. Don't worry about them. Once we get everything laid out, then we'll really start tweaking it. And before we trace this out, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. I've been loving the comments you guys have been giving me. It's been super helpful as far as like this whole process. It's making a fursuit's really hard, and your feedback has been wonderful. Thanks so much. Let's start with sketching this out. I don't super know what to do, but that won't stop me from trying. So let's just start with something dumb like that. Cut out the eye hole, and then see where that gets us. I don't know about you guys, but I'm super excited that conventions are making a comeback. If you're going to Megaplex, I will be there. Definitely hit me up. I usually have stickers to hand out. I'll bring my Polaroid camera. I'm sure I'll be doing some fursuit photo shoots. But if you want to meet up, let me know. I always like hanging out with fans. I always like seeing what you guys make, dude. I'm so excited to be back at cons. So now let's see if the piece fits. We should just be able to slip it over the eye hole that we just made like this, and then just line it up. It looks like it's still a bit big on this piece here, but it should give you kind of the general idea of what we're going for. I'm gonna go ahead and clean this up and then do some cutting up here and just kind of getting the general fit right, and I'll come back to you when that's finished. Ooh, I've been playing around with it. I want to give you an update on how it's looking. It's looking pretty cool. So I completely redid the cheekbone and the lower jaw, and it looks like this now. I really took the advice of exaggerating it to heart, so it's way bigger up on the top cheek, and it's definitely pushed a lot more. I still need to add a lower jaw piece. It's going to look something like this. Let me get a hand here. Something like this. I'm not quite sure yet, but it's looking a lot better. It has a lot more personality now. I'm gonna keep working on this, and then I'm probably gonna be done with it for tonight. Tomorrow, I'll come back and show you what it's looking like. I want to take a quick break to talk about the two fursuits you guys are always seeing in the background. I have two of them. Let me move the camera here for you. I have this guy right here, who is made by Donut Cacti. He is Waffles. He is my main persona. They did a killer expression on this fursuit. I love it. And then next to him is this huge plush otter named Taco. If you ever see him in the background, he's this just humongous plush thing. But those aren't the fursuits we're here to talk about. I want to show you the changes that I made to the fursuit we're making together, and boy, I changed a lot of stuff. Remember that the original plan was to add this big foam piece up here. That caused a chain reaction of just a ton of smaller changes, which made us change this kind of lower section of the face. The two big changes were we added this cheekbone here, and then we added the lower jaw right here. And that caused a few kind of small things to change. Like this piece got added, and then we added some more buildup of the foam here. We also added a nose here. I think you guys are right. I think this needs to be more exaggerated. It's small, it's cute. I think making it a bit bigger would be cooler. I'm not sure yet. Tell me what you think in the comments. There are still a few things that we need to do, mainly the ears. That's kind of the last big chunk of foam that we need to put on next, and that'll probably be next week's whole episode. And then past that, there are a lot of cleaning up we still need to do. Like, we could probably make this piece here, just like one big one. Same with this cheekbone. Lots of small little details, like probably make the jaw more hollow. But for the most part, it's looking really good. I'm really happy with how these eyes turned out, and I'm glad we spent a little bit more time on it as opposed to getting the much smaller eyes. I think this is looking really good right now. So I think carving that foam is a really natural stopping point for us for this week. If you're gonna be at Megaplex, please let me know in the comment section below. It's gonna be my first time there. I'm really excited. It feels so good to have cons back again. At least here in the United States, it feels like we've gotten COVID for the most part under control, and that's great news. Also, I've been making a point to take your feedback very seriously that you've been leaving me in the comments. So if you have any ideas on how to make Fursuit better, please let me know. You guys give great feedback, and I love to hear it. If you haven't already, please like it. Please like the video, subscribe. It helps out the algorithm a lot. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. I'll see you guys again next week.